Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you are fine. It has been almost 2 months since I uploaded any video on this channel, and the reason was that I was on vacations for 2 months in Pakistan. And today in this video, I would be talking about my experience of getting a job in Canada without any Canadian experience or any references. I hope this would be video would be helpful for those who are coming to Canada and looking to get a job in IT industry. And for those who don't know, I'm a software engineer, iOS engineer, with almost 10 years of experience. And the steps that I took to get a job as a new immigrant, I am going to share in this video with you. So first of all, I updated my location from Pakistan to Canada on LinkedIn. Um, and the reason was that whenever a recruiter or employer is searching a software engineer in Canada, I would start appearing in those searches. Secondly, I also updated my LinkedIn profile with latest experience. Um, and thirdly, one of my friends he told me that there are some job portals or websites that are popular among employers in Canada, and that is Indeed.ca and Glassdoor.ca. I will add link to these websites in my description. I also updated my resume as per Canadian template. Um, you can look up on internet what is Canadian resume format or template. But I would say that uh, when you are trying to add any project on your resume, mention your contribution and what tools and technologies that you use. If you optimize something or did any major milestone, just be upfront in those details. For example, it could be optimizing an algorithm or search results or any performance optimization. Uh, Here I would say some people here that I met, what they did is they took a US Skype number and tried to fake their location in Canada. But I would not recommend that. Whenever someone or recruiter asks you your location, you should tell that right now you are in XYZ country and you are planning to basically fly to Canada on this specific date or a range of dates. Um, they don't mind if you are straightforward, and I would also recommend to be truthful, so that because they are planning on their side to start a project, and your availability should be should be known to them prior to uh, prior to uh, prior to hiring process. And then the another thing that I planned was that which city I would be landing. There were 2 to 3 options in my mind. One was Vancouver, which was very good in terms of weather. Toronto and Ottawa. Ottawa was a third in my list, um, and the reason was I wanted to have I wanted to live in a city which is which weather is also good, and whose weather should be good, and the frequency of the jobs should be also good. And that is why I selected Toronto as a first city of landing. When I landed in second week, I started applying for jobs. There are two top types of jobs. One is contract, other is permanent. I was open to any of those. Hiring process for contractor is usually quick, um, because they can hire you or leave you easily. Uh, but I was open to both. Then I want to talk about hiring process. Usually there is a phone interview, a video call with the recruiter, and they ask you some basic questions about your resume and try to check your conformance with the role and expectation. Excuse me. And they also ask you about your salary expectation. And this was a difficult question for me because I did not know at that time. So I looked up Glassdoor and tried to get an idea of average salary from there, and then give them a bracket that from this to this I'm thinking, but I'm also open to negotiation just to leave a room for recruiter. Secondly, um, if this phase is successful, the second phase is either a coding challenge like HackerRank, or it could be a take-home assignment. This usually assignment is like, if I talk about iOS, it would be designing onto two screens and consuming REST APIs and having some MVVM. They try to look at what approach you are using, how good is your solution. If this is successful, they will basically schedule another interview, which is if you are a senior engineer, they will have a system design interview where they will give you a scenario and ask you to draw architecture or a class diagram. And if this is also successful, then there is a hiring manager interview. And if you're successful in all those prior steps, then they will basically do, and this is optional, some companies do security check and they ask you two references from your previous jobs. So once it is done, then they will basically extend an offer. uh, Regarding a job finding, my idea was to basically first start applying in Toronto, all those companies in Toronto, and if I did not get any feedback, then I will start applying in suburbs or smaller cities which are close to Toronto, because usually people don't like to go there. And for me, I just wanted to have a job, so I thought I will expand my job hunting to smaller cities if I did not get a job. But luckily, I just got a call from the company very next day for interview, and they finalized there and then, because they were trying to find an engineer for quite some time, and they just wanted to get things done quickly. So in the same week, I was on job. I was lucky enough, and also a good thing about IT is that you don't need any Canadian experience or Canadian degree uh, or any certification, unlike other professions where before starting a job you need to have a Canadian certification. I hope these tips would be helpful for those who are looking to get a job here. Right now, industry is uh, in good shape. There are lots of jobs for IT, and I would highly encourage you to start applying. And if you have any questions or you need any help, tips, feel free to comment on this video. I will try to answer your questions. And best of luck for your job hunting.